Picked up this HobbyKing Battery Medic, and it's a 6S cell monitor, and also has a balancing function. This is where you can plug in either a 2S, 3S, 4S, 5S, or 6S. This one we'll use is the 6S port. And I used our multimeter with one of the BMS plugs off of the Chevy Volt module to figure out all the wiring definitions and what they all do. So this would be the end of the BMS plug that plugs into the battery module. This is the BMS end that plugs into the BMS. And we got 7 wires for a 6S battery module. These little HobbyKing monitors are usually for little, like RC, remote control battery packs. Most of those come with a balance monitor lead attached right on. But since we're doing DIY, I picked up some 6S leads. It actually has 7 wires, and they'll plug right into our 6S port. About like that. So now we just gotta wire our BMS lead wires according to our wire definition to our BMS plug. And I would say it's got to be wired up just like this, to where this end be connected to our brown negative, and then each wire sequentially, I guess you would say. And the red wire is our very end, be the positive at the end of the battery pack. So we know on this, the BMS end of the plug, the brown wire is the negative, and they're consecutively each cell up to the whole 6S. So that would be this. You got the brown wire, and then they're consecutively all up to the 6S. Then our plug-in here, we have a red wire, and all the rest are black. So that should be our positive at the very end, because this is the negative. So it should be negative and then consecutively all the way up to the positive. Kind of also looked at the video that I watched about these, how they plug them in, and you've got the positive wire, each individual different cell wire, and then a black negative wire. Look what I found! So since our plug-in has one red wire and all the rest black, we'll just wire it up the same way as this. Well, I got our end soldered to our BMS plug as per our wiring diagram, or wiring definition. Then we'll double check it. And before we plug it in and double check it, I wanted to show you that these plugins are indexed a little different. So this one's got a button right here, the button's over here. You can kind of tell by the amount of wires. This is a 6S plug-in, and this is a 12S BMS, or BMS plug, Chevy Volt module. This is a 48 volt module, 2 kilowatt hour, and a 24 volt module, 1 kilowatt hour. And they both got their own charge port connector, and as you can see, the key is on this side for the 48 volt module, the 12S, and the key is on this side for the 24 volt module, the 6S. And that's, we have our connector wired up to a 6S plug-in for this side. And then when we do the 12S plug-in, we'll just have to wire up two of these 6-cell monitors to our plug. A little more complicated. That's what this wire definition is for, the 12S. We're working on 6S now. Alrighty, then we'll plug this thing in and test each one of these to see if they are connected to where they should be. Alrighty. Plug our plug in. I'll weight this one down here. I can't see the meter there. Nope. Damn it. Alrighty, we'll start at our negative. And then number 2, 3.7, 7.5, 11.2, 14.9, 18.6. Plug-in's moving around on us. And our last should show full pack, 22.4. Alright, I think it's wired up correctly. Let's find out if how this likes it. Oh, there we go. Looks like 3.74. We got 3.74, 3.74, 3.74, 3.75, 3.75, and 3.80 for 22.55. And it shows we have 6 cells connected. And let's see what happens when we hit this balance thing. Alrighty. Little balance things lighten up. If I understand it correctly, it should be bleeding a little bit of energy off of the high cells to meet the low cells. So they should all drop down to 3.74 volts. But this is a good size battery pack, so it wouldn't surprise me if it didn't take a little while. Alright, well, we'll let it do its thing for a little bit, and I'll keep an eye on it and we'll get back to it. Well, we've had our HobbyKing, what do you call this, Battery Medic connected to the 6S 1 kilowatt hour section of this battery pack for about an hour now, and there's really not much difference. We're at 3.74, 3.74, 3.74, 3.75. This one was 3.75 also when we begin, and it's at 3.74. Then this one's at 3.80. And discharge, or not discharge, balancing mode is still activated. But it's not getting hot or anything. So we'll let it do its thing and go from there. But that'll conclude this video. So, more to come.